What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the new Legends cards in college football Ultimate Team 25. Obviously highlighted by Tebow, the absolute GOAT. But the problem with Tebow is he is going to be just ridiculously expensive. Obviously got some studs at 85 overall, including Pat White, an absolute stud. All the way working down to these 80 overall. So we're going to start at the 80 overalls and then work from low to high. Now, the first question that a lot of people are going to ask is, Ty, are any of these 80 overalls worth my time? Well, let's talk about it. Marshall Faulk, 80 speed for a running back. I mean, depending on his price, for a beginning running back, I don't know. He's not the worst. 80 speed is fine. But again, he's an 80 overall. You can probably find better backs for that price right now. Pat White, actually, for an 80 overall quarterback, is pretty solid. 79 speed, 79 throw power. Accuracy leaves a little bit to be desired for sure. But again, for a decent, fast quarterback at 80 overall, definitely not a bad option. Ray Lewis, 80 overall. I actually am impressed with this card. 77 speed for a decent user at an 80 overall, especially if you're just playing offline modes. I mean, this card can definitely get the job done. And I did, open some packs with my currency, my coins, just to help get you guys a feel of what we were out of those packs. I pulled the 80 overall Ray Lewis. Obviously, I'm going to try and sell him. Brian Urlacher, the other 80 overall middle linebacker. Another card I definitely like. I might like him more than Ray Lewis. 78 speed as a middle linebacker. A decent user as well at that 80 overall. Again, none of these cards are going to make like the best team in the game, but if you just got the game today and you're like, well, Ty, these cards are cheap and I like the cards, then feel like you can use them. Booger McFarland, again, he's fine at the D tackle. 80 overall. Again, a lot of these cards are going to be super cheap. If you look on the auction house for what they are, I'm pretty sure they're like 7,000 coins right now. 7,000 coins you guys can see right there. And for that, again, a lot of these cards are going to be somewhat tough to beat. So those are your 80 overall cards. Then you see all of those same cards at an 81 overall. So take basically what I just said and think of those cards as being a little bit better. So Marshall, for example, sees like a +1 improvement in every stat. That 81 speed definitely is a little more helpful than the 80 speed. Just makes him a little bit better. Pat White, for example, gets quite a bit better. The accuracy stats need to get better. They do, still with that 80 speed at an 81 overall. Now, you guys might be wondering, Ty, is it worth the upgrade? Well, here's what you got to realize. I mean, they're not that much more expensive. So I would say yes. I mean, depending on the position for sure, you're seeing basically +1 attribute upgrade in every specific category. And for 4,000 or 5,000 extra coins, I'd do it. For example, Ray Lewis, again, just gets a little bit better and I think is probably worth the upgrade if he goes for 12,000 coins like the rest of them. Again, Brian Urlacher, a great user in the middle of your defense if you are just starting college football Ultimate Team. Booger McFarland is just going to be that D tackle. Then when they get to 82 overall, they become even better. Again, +1 to basically every stat. I think it is every stat. Again, gets that little bit better. Here's where the Pat White comes in handy. You want to talk about really good budget cards? I'd say this 82 overall Pat White is one of the best budget-ish cards in the entire game. Look at a quarterback with 82 speed, decent enough throw power, accuracy gets a lot better, and again, just slowly does improve. Somebody in my chat said, so are the 80 and 81 completely different cards? You can somehow get them from the 80 to 81. So that's a good question. If you go to here to sets, like a lot of times what they do is you can lock in your 80s and then get an 81. So like I could lock in 2 80s plus a 78 overall card and get an 81. I don't think it's worth doing. I think it's better off if you just sell the cards and then, sell them and then buy the card you want at the 81 or 82 overall. But again, that's how it does work in a college Ultimate Team. But yeah, they are technically different cards, I guess. But again, you got to think of them as different cards, but I would not use the sets in college football Ultimate Team. I don't think that it's worth you guys doing. Let's go back to what we were talking about. 82 overalls. Again, I just got done talking about how Pat White is an absolute stud. Ray Lewis, again, does get a little bit better. Again, good user. Him and Brian Urlacher both are decent users in that middle of the field. Brian Urlacher, obviously at an 82 overall, has 80 speed. Ray Lewis, 81 speed. Both those cards are really solid users for mid 20,000 coins. Obviously, Booger McFarland, 30,000 coins for a really solid D tackle. Then again, they become 83 overalls. Not super expensive. Again, Marshall Faulk at an 83 overall right now. time I record this, 58,000. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Ty, that is really expensive. It's decently expensive. But like, you're telling me a Legends Pat White for 50, 60,000 MT at an 83 overall? I don't hate the value of that. If you compare this Pat White to the 85 overall Pat White, again, you see a slight increase in price from like the 83 to the 81, but then from the 83 to the 85, it's over 300,000 coins in price differences. So honestly, if I'm you guys and again building your team, don't be afraid to use these 83, 82 overall cards. They are definitely really solid they are really solid as cards. And I again apologize if I do say MT instead of coins. I am coming from the My Team scene, so it probably will take me a while to get out of that habit. But again, all these cards slowly get better. Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis in the middle of the field, absolute studs. Booger McFarland, great. Let's talk about the 85 overalls. Again, from 80 to 83, they just slightly get better. And then 85, you do see a big time jump. Those stats, receive basically a +5 from what that 80 overall was. Marshall Faulk, I actually really like. He is going to be probably pretty expensive, though. All these 85s probably will be expensive. Marshall Faulk right now, 170,000 coins. The cheapest 85 overall that there is in the game, or that there is in the Legends set right now. Pat White, maybe your best quarterback in the game. I don't know. People might disagree with me, but you're looking at 85 speed. Obviously, we're not talking about Tebow right now, but 85 speed can do the rest. Pat White is an absolute stud on the field. Ray Lewis, again, middle linebacker, stud user. You're looking at a card with 84 speed, does everything else at an elite level, 85 hit power as well. Between him and Brian Urlacher, I think they're both studs. And I know, obviously, Ray Lewis is probably better speed, stuff like that, but do think they're both studs. Nate, what's up, my man? How we doing? Booger McFarland, look, he's a D tackle. I don't really use that many D tackles in this game too much, but he is a D tackle at just a stud there. Randy Moss right now, 700, 800 coins, 800,000 coins, I should say. Maybe you're one of your best receivers in the game. Obviously, Luther Burden's still better, but outside of him, Randy Moss is it. 86 speed, 86 deep route running ability. I mean, he is going to blow past the defense. Darrelle Revis, Revis Island. If you do run a lot of man coverage, Revis is going to be really, really, really good. Now, if you're a zone coverage guy, might not be as useful, but if you do run a lot of man coverage, Darrelle Revis is going to be a stud. Again, way overpriced, 411 coins, 11,000 coins, I should say. Let's talk about Tim Tebow. Stat-wise, 85 speed, 90 throw power, just incredible stats all the way around. I can't really say anything bad about Tim Tebow. He is a lefty, so that might be weird for some people out there. How do you get Tim Tebow? People might be wondering, people might be asking. Especially there was some glitch with a certain card today. I don't know, but I don't even think, Tim Tebow, if you do things legitly, again, I don't know, there might be some glitch, but if you do things legitly, Tim Tebow is going to cost you guys probably 3 million coins. So just know that if you want Tim Tebow, get ready to take out a loan. He is that expensive. Is he a guy I'm going to get? Probably not. Obviously, just way too expensive, and I can't justify buying him in college Ultimate Team. So how I'll rank the cards from top to bottom in this Legend set. Obviously, Tim Tebow, if I'm ranking him, would be number 1. Number 2, I'd go Randy Moss. Number 3, Darrelle Revis. And then that's when things get interesting. Out of these 85 overalls, I'd say Pat White, number 1. I'm going to say a tie between Urlacher and Ray Lewis. I think Urlacher is taller. Ray Lewis has better speed. I think Ray Lewis probably is better, but I'll go, what are we? 4 for Ray Lewis, 5 for Urlacher, 6 for Faulk, and 7 for Booger McFarland. And that's how I'd rank them all the way down. Those in that order. So again, I don't probably think any of these guys will be on my squad until their prices drop a little bit more. But if there is one guy I'd like from this set, it's the Pat White card. Even if it's the 83 overall Pat White, might be your best value card in this entire set for 83 or for 50,000 coins, 60,000 coins. I do not think you can go wrong with Pat White at all. 51,000 coins, he is going to be an absolute beast. That's going to wrap it up for my video. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.